Today's episode is inspired from my Self-Care Society class titled I'm Excited About Life. And this should be a really fun session because who doesn't want to feel more excited about their life? So I think you're going to walk away from this session feeling a little bit more, excited, of course, but having some tools and resources so you can really tap into your excitement on a consistent basis and create excitement for yourself when you're maybe not feeling it so much. So our quote today comes from Matt Haig from the book, The Midnight Library. And it says, "We only need to be one person. We only need to feel one existence. We don't have to do everything in order to be everything because we are already infinite. While we are alive, we always contain a future of multifarious possibility." Now, I had to look up the word multifarious, and it means many and of various types, having many varied parts or aspects. And to me, this is what makes life exciting, right? Is that we get to have all these different parts of us that we get to follow and ignite and tap into and explore. And so I'm going to always encourage you to do that, to be multifaceted, to not feel like you have to put yourself in one singular box, and to create a life that feels really exciting. So the dictionary defines excited as very enthusiastic and eager. So I want you to bring this feeling of enthusiasm and eagerness into our practice today. And before we jump into some tips and stories, we're going to do our pause and practice. So this is where I'm just going to invite you to close your eyes if it feels good to you and just embody excitement. What does it feel like to feel excited in your body? For me, it's expansive. It's light. It makes me feel kind of like childlike. Like I just want to kind of jump out of my seat and wiggle and, just get out there and expand. So excitement, really bring it into your body and reminding yourself and noticing that nothing has to change in your physical circumstances, your external world, for you to feel excitement right now. And that's a pretty cool thing. Okay. But as we continue in our session today, I am going to give you more information on how to create more of this excitement. So if you haven't already, you can open your eyes and carry this feeling of excitement with you. I'll never forget the man on the airplane. I didn't talk to him. I didn't sit next to him. I don't know his name. I know nothing about him to this day, but I'll never forget him. And I must have witnessed him at least 15 years ago. There was something about his vibrancy. He was sitting maybe a row or two in front of me on the other side of the plane, and I would guess he was probably maybe in his 60s, maybe 70s, and his energy was contagious, and he had this zest for life that was really hard to ignore. He smiled, he engaged, and he had this excitement about him that was really palpable, and to me, he was the definition of magnetic. And I remember wondering to myself about how I could be more like him. He was that type of person that you could just tell that you want to hang around often. And not because he was aware of that identity or like trying to fulfill that role, just simply because it was his embodiment. And I'm totally guilty of weighing myself down with the stresses of everyday life. It can be so easy to focus on what's undone, to be worried about everything that could go wrong. But it's a practice that I'm actively working on. And on my list of Year 2024 goals this year, I actually put to romanticize life more, right? Like the cups of coffee, the flowers blooming, my girls laughing, soft fabrics, rich chocolate, like all of it. I'm excited just thinking about it. And maybe, just maybe, one day I can be that lady on the airplane too. So let me give you some tips as we think about bringing more excitement into our life. So you want to feel more excited? Here's 3 tips that are going to help you do that. The first is I want you to craft a vivid vision and allow yourself to identify your dreams and desires and then write them down. I want you to tell stories of your future, trips you're going to take, feelings you're going to feel, big and small moments that are going to light you up. And I want you to revisit these dreams often. Okay, so I read my goals every Monday. It's a repeating event in my Asana, and it reminds me to read my goals. And my goals list, I make my initial goals list for the year during New Year in my life sheet. You can absolutely still get you year and make your plan now. It's never too late, and we can really help you guide that. So having your goals in mind and a vision in mind for your life keeps us excited about where we're going and what's ahead, okay? The second thing is to romanticize what's right in front of you. Sure, there are always going to be serious things happening, but that doesn't mean that you can't pause to romanticize the little life moments that bring you joy. Maybe that's waking up without an alarm clock or frothing the milk for your latte. Maybe there's a little hummingbird that comes by your kitchen window, the embrace of a loved one. Every single day of our beautiful lives, they're filled with countless tiny moments that we can really celebrate and that we can that can bring us joy. So if you're with me for this year, romanticizing some of that little stuff, I think is going to bring a lot more excitement and joy to our life. The next thing is to get inspired. What a beautiful time we live in when we have so many resources available to us to just dive into our dreams and what lights us up. So you can plan a trip and seek out blogs with fun things to do in the area. You can make a Pinterest board for an upcoming holiday celebration or party. You can plan a fun surprise date for you and your partner. You can read a book on a subject you're eager to learn about. Every time that we honor these little glimmers inside of us, we invite an excitement for a life well lived. Okay, so let's practice feeling more excited together with some exercises from Self-Care Society classes. And as always, I'm going to pause to give you a moment to think, but feel free to stop the recording if you need more time to ponder or to write. You're also going to hear inspiring examples from our real live Self-Care Society class members. And if you want to join us for a full schedule of live and on-demand classes, you can do that at selfcaresociety.co. All right. So our first exercise is a journaling exercise. However, if you're not writing, it's totally fine. You can just ponder. It's absolutely perfect. And it's called Excitement Ahead. And I want you to think about or journal on what excites you. And maybe this is a potential experience that's going to happen in the future, or maybe this is something that's happening in your life right now. But I want you to just get excited thinking about what's ahead. Okay. So my example, I said, I'm excited about a fresh new year ahead. After celebrating my birthday yesterday, it excites me to think about and by the way, my birthday's in June. So this was the original class that I taught was around then. And again, a perfect time for a fresh start when you have a birthday. So it excites me to think about our growing family and this new soul that has chosen to join us. I'm excited to hopefully gain more energy back in my second trimester and to practice more self-care. I'm excited at the idea of living in another country with my children someday. Okay, so what are you excited about right now? What's ahead? What's going on? What lights you up? Cindy says, at 65, I am still excited for all the potential possibilities that are available in my lifetime. Kim says, I'm excited to visit St. Louis this week and see the university through my daughter's eyes as she prepares to begin college in August. Beautiful. So we're next going to do some gratitude. This is called Grateful This Week. So what are you feeling grateful for as you enter into this new week or this new day? I want you to write or think about some statements of gratitude to help you really shift your perspective towards all that's going right? Instead of looking at what's not working. So at the time that I wrote this class, I said, thank you for making it to 12 weeks of this pregnancy and for all those who have supported along the way. Thank you for a fresh start. The opportunity to start new in a new year of life brings excitement and optimism. And thank you for trying new ways of doing things to continually tune into my needs and what serves me. Okay, so what are you saying thank you for? What can you feel gratitude for right now? Anytime we practice gratitude, we're inevitably going to bring in a little excitement in our life. So what is it for you? Jess says, thank you for my strong, healthy body who has progressed to being able to play full soccer games on back-to-back weeks. Sarah says, I'm grateful for a weekend of balanced productivity with time to finish a great book. Helen says, I am grateful for the commitment I'm making to myself to dig into new routines and rituals that help me prioritize me. Beautiful. So our next exercise is an intentionality exercise called Calling in Exciting Opportunities. And I want you to come up with or write a list of some exciting things that you hope to experience in your life. So this is where you really get to dream. Like, what would be really exciting for you? What are some experiences you hope to have in your life? So my example, living 100% debt-free and financially free. Traveling the world with my family. Writing and publishing a book that helps many. continuing to learn about things I love, especially myself, living in my healthiest and strongest body available, and further building a life of ease, space, and joy. All right. So what are you excited about? What are you calling in? Maybe it's what you're calling this year. Maybe it's big picture down the road, 10 years, 5 years. But what can you be excited about experiencing in your life? Suzanne says, retiring early, watching my son grow into a kind, passionate, funny adult, abundance in love, friendships, and financial freedom. Angie says, I am excited to watch my children become amazing, fulfilled adults. I am excited to travel a lot and have many adventures. I am excited to uncover the next big step for myself. Wow. And those really make me, and my daughters are very young, but that's like so fun to think about too. Obviously, I don't want the time to go too fast. It's already goes so fast, but just thinking about the evolution of our loved one is really powerful. So thanks for the inspiration. So our next exercise is an affirmation exercise called affirming your excitement. I want you to think about the week ahead or the week you're in, and I want you to affirm your excitement for what might lie ahead. Okay. So for example, I'm excited about getting back to some structure this week after feeling all out of balance for a while. I'm excited to go to a co-working space and get some true alone time to focus on things that light me up beyond just my family and home. And I'm excited to work on some projects that I want to birth into the world. Okay, so what is it for you? What are you excited about this week? This is fun. This is easy. Or I shouldn't say it's easy. It's not easy for everyone. But as you get into this work, it becomes easier. But what can you look at this week? What can you find? The smallest things matter. What are you excited about? Noelle says, I am excited to celebrate my best friend before she becomes a mom with a beautiful shower. Karenza says, I am excited for solo time away to focus on my professional development. I'm excited to be back later in the week to visit my daughter's class to celebrate her birthday, reading a book and doing a craft with them. Suzanne says, I am excited about the opportunity to continue through interview processes with the hopes of an abundant job offer coming soon. Awesome. All right. And our manifestation exercise is called a future moment of excitement. Okay. So you're going to write or think of, like, if you were to write a letter to a loved one or a best friend from an exciting future moment. So you may imagine that you're living out a big dream of yours, or you may just write it from a day in your life when many of your dreams are coming true, thinking about something you hope to experience. So here's my example. I said, Dear Bosom, which is the nickname I have for my best friend, Caroline. It says, Dear Bosom, we are loving our time living here in Thailand. It all brings me back to when we visited in 2017 together. We are so excited to have you and your family join us here in a week. We rented the most special home here in Chiang Mai and have really immersed ourselves in the local culture, and so on. Okay. So think about maybe just one big dream you have, something in the future, maybe 5-10 years in the future. And think about if you were to write to or call or talk to a loved one, a best friend, someone who really loves you and wants the best for you. And what would you tell them? Put yourself in those shoes so you can get really excited about what it actually feels like to live in that moment. Okay? Amazing, amazing work. Now, no matter what you're going through at this moment, I truly hope that you are able to find things to be excited about. And if you can't think of something, I hope you'll create something. Big or small, having that zest for life in even the smallest of ways is one of the best things about being a human. I'm excited just thinking about it. And I can't thank you enough for joining me today on your morning mindset practice. I hope you're feeling more excited, and I'd love to have you join us at selfcaresociety.co for a live or on-demand class so you can stay consistent with your self-care, connect with other like-minded people, and continue filling your cup so you can overflow onto the world. We need you. I'll see you next time.